Hello dear friends, myself Professor Kodri Rishikesh and you are watching BSc Botany study class. Here we are going to discuss in this video the continuation of the transpiration portion. In previous lecture we have discussed about the basic theory and Stewart hypothesis regarding the opening and closing of stomata. But we have noticed that in Stewart hypothesis there were some limitations. Many scientists came forward and they tried to solve this puzzle, and the new theory came forward, that is potassium pump theory. And I would say it is the most important theory, worldwide accepted theory, and the student should know the basic points in this theory. In this lecture we will be discussing main highlighting point of this potassium pump theory. It will help you to write in your exam as well as for competitive exams. On the board I have shown you that the potassium pump theory is working for opening and closing of stomata. So opening and closing have different stories. First we will be discussing about how opening of stomata takes place. But before that, some basic point you should know. In typical cell, eukaryotic plant cell, the outermost covering is cell wall. Beneath to the cell wall there is a plasma membrane or cell membrane. This cell membrane is made up of lipid and protein. So lipid bilayer model is very famous. Fluid mosaic model you know very well. So that model shows the proteins are present in the membrane. These proteins perform various roles, not only creating the structural stability but also the signaling mechanisms are carried out by this protein. Importantly, these proteins are working as a channel or a transporter. So this transmembrane protein acting as a channel or transporter for various ions. They exchange ions from inside to outside. They send ion from outside to inside. So why I am talking this, you will find very interesting that first we will discuss about opening of stomata. You will understand what I am trying to tell you. In opening of stomata, in Stewart hypothesis, many people said that the starch molecule get produced by the photosynthesis, yes, but it do not remain as it is in the guard cell. In this potassium pump theory, it is said that the starch molecule is produced but get converted into the phosphoenol pyruvate. The phosphoenol pyruvate, you must have heard this name in glycolysis pathway. This is 3-carbon compound. This phosphoenol pyruvate, after adding additional carbon dioxide, is converted into the 4-carbon compound, that is malate or malic acid. And I am sure you must have heard this malic acid name also in Krebs cycle. So this malic acid, once you say acid have a tendency to release their protons. The whatever substance can release their proton, we call them as acid. So after releasing the proton, the malic acid releases its proton and it causes the pH of the guard cell to decrease. So the number of proton gets started to increase in guard cell because malic acid was there. This proton, after reached up to the specific concentration, need to get exchanged by the potassium ion. These potassium ion were present outside the cell and protons are present inside the cell. Remember, there is a transmembrane protein which exchange these protons with the potassium. Proton exit the cell and potassium enters the cell. Once proton exit the cell, potassium get enter into the cell. Inside the cell you will find the positive charge is increasing. In biology, the charge balance is very important. Once inside the cell potassium concentration is increasing, in order to balance this charge, this cell uptakes the chloride ion also. Chloride ion enter from the different transporter or a different channel. But chloride ion enter inside the cell. Which cell? Guard cell. And to maintain the charge balance, in competitive exam generally this question is asked, why chloride ion is required? It required to maintain the charge inside the guard cell. Once in the guard cell you will find the potassium ion is reached. Also chloride ion also have reached. The potassium is start to react with the malate which was present inside the guard cell and created the potassium malate. So this potassium malate is very interesting fact that this potassium malate is responsible for osmotic potential of the guard cell. And you must have known that what is osmotic potential. Osmotic potential is what causing the enter the water inside the cell. Potassium malate, when concentration start to increase, water enter in the guard cell and guard cell get turgid. So stomata get open by, as we have said, the potassium pump theory. Now we are going to discuss about the closing of the stomata, as indicated here in the diagram, is opposite process to the opening of stomata, but the pH of the solution plays important role here. How? So here remember, during the night period when no light available, the concentration of CO2 get increases. When CO2 concentration increases, it reacts with the water and form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid has less pH. Okay, once in guard cell, the concentration of the CO2 increases and carbonic acid produced and pH decreased. Decreased means it reached up to the 5.6 to 5.2. When pH of the solution get decreased, the potassium ion you can find here get exiting or leaving that guard cell. So with the potassium ion, chloride ion also sent outside the guard cell. Malic acid concentration get reduced, because malic acid generally produced during the daytime. During night time, potassium malate is not there. That's why osmotic potential of the guard cell get reduced and water in the guard cell leaving into the subsidiary cell. So what happens? The guard cell get flaccid and stomata get closed. So it is opposite to the opening process. We have studied three different theories: basic theory, Stewart theory and potassium pump theory. The highlighting point in this theory is that which substance is causing osmotic potential in guard cell. Any XYZ substance which is responsible for osmotic potential in guard cell can be responsible for entering the water inside the guard cell, which is the opening process. So in first basic theory, we have seen glucose 1-phosphate was responsible for that. In Stewart hypothesis, we have seen separate glucose and separate phosphate was responsible for that. In potassium pump theory, we have said the potassium malate is responsible for that. For that means for what? To create osmotic potential. And opposite to that daytime, night time, where you will find osmotic potential get reduced. So I hope you must have enjoyed these videos where I have tried to explain the basic scenario behind this theory. And in next lecture we will be discussing about the applications or main anti-transparent agents, remaining points in the transpiration chapter. So I hope this video helps you. We will meet in next lecture, but don't forget to subscribe this channel. Bye.